So it can't be understated. Spider-Man is a character within New York City, and New York City is as much a character as Spider-Man. So let's talk about it. So one thing I always stress when I talk about Spider-Man and Batman specifically is the fact that the city they're set in, more so than any other superhero out there, is a living, breathing character within them. I mean, I think most of you can agree with me. If Batman, the Arkham games, did not have the Gotham they did, those games would not have fundamentally be as memorable and as great as they are, because Gotham is a character. Now, of course, when you come to New York and Spider-Man, it's a real city. It's not a Gotham City. So New York also has to be a living, breathing city. Now, of course, I've talked about this before, and I'll mention it again. You know, going to New York few times a year, really. I love that city because of the variety. You know, every block there's something new, there's something different to look at, there's something different happening, and it truly is this unique place you have to experience. And Insomniac recently came out, and when they were directly asked about that, you know, they wanted to talk about New York City. And they specifically said they treated New York City like it is its own character, where it actually has a story arc that carries throughout the game. So things that you do in the game, side missions, things that might affect the city, or a building falling down, or something happening with a hero maybe stopping the villain or something, you know, and making sure a block of New York is now safe, is going to be openly reflected in the game, not just in the visual style, but due to modern day technology in the consoles, we're going to see it in a Twitter-like feed. And we're also going to see the people in New York City reacting to that. So before it happens, you know, they're going to be a little worried and wary and kind of worried about exactly what's going on. But when Spidey helps out, then they grow that appreciation and you see the city evolve with you. And this is actually going to span throughout the side missions as well. So someone that does more and decides to do everything in the game is going to have a completely different New York by the end of the game than the person who decides to just beeline through the main story and doesn't touch much of the side missions, because a lot of content in New York is going to be about the everyday life of New York itself. And they specifically said that there's going to be moments where hours after you did something, you might be swinging down a city and somebody is going to mention something that happened a bit ago. And this is something that'll like call back and you're like, oh, that person was there. That's what they're saying, even though they might not be in the same area, because it's this idea of a living, breathing world that moves on. And we've certainly already seen some elements of that from the gameplay and trailers, Spidey being able to high-five people, you know, take selfies and things like that. So the city is going to finally react to you like a living, breathing city. Sort of like Grand Theft Auto, but I assume more Spidey-like.